Hi, my name's Sue and this is Sue Marie P. I recently discovered an easy to slice buckwheat bread and today I'm going to share it two ways. It's inspired by another YouTuber called Plant-Based Cooking. I've tweaked it to be a little bit more simple, so let's get mixing. All you need is your 300 grams of buckwheat flour in one bowl, and I'm going to add some oats. So these are gluten-free oats and that's 50 grams, and I'll pop some other measurements above. We need to put salt. You can do 1 teaspoon. If you want to drop it back, put a half. We need some baking powder. So we need 1 teaspoon plus a half of baking powder. Has no yeast, no psyllium, nothing fancy, just really everyday ingredients, and half a teaspoon of baking soda. And whisk that together. And then we need a sweetener. So I'm going to add honey, 1 tablespoon. I'm going to add it to my milk here. Usually I use soya milk, but I've run out and I've got some just regular whole milk that I need to use up. So that's 420 grams or 2 cups. And into that I've got a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Just going to mix that around a little bit. Throw that in. Now last week when I made it, instead of the oats, I used buckwheat flakes. I bought these by mistake. I thought I was buying buckwheat groats and I bought this grainy kind of buckwheat. So you can use that if you can buy that wherever you are. But today I thought I'd add the oats in it because I thought that was easier for most people to use. This is so easy. It comes together in this bowl in about 5 to 10 minutes. And I just want to mix this till there's no lumpy bits. I'm just going to zoom you in so you can get a close-up. If you've clicked on for the first time, welcome. I'm not 100% gluten intolerant and I'm not 100% vegan, but I do like the challenge and I do like eating healthy. So I do like eating a lot of gluten-free food and I like testing interesting flours, and I don't always like eating meat or eggs or dairy. So I've just greased my silicone small loaf tin here with a little bit of oil. You can grease it with butter. Just tap it a few times just to get any bubbles out. So I'm going to pop that just to sit there and wait. We're going to bake both breads together. So for my second recipe, again I've tweaked it a little bit. So in here I ran out of my white buckwheat flour and I've got a darker, what's called a black buckwheat flour. So I've got 350 grams of that combined. So there's 300 of the white and 50 grams of the black. So again, we need a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. Now last week I thought I would be clever and I experimented with making it with psyllium husk, or psyllium powder rather, without any baking agents, and I'll pop a photo above. It didn't work out. It turned out purple. It was undercooked and gummy and I had to throw it out. So I often don't share my failures with you, but I thought I'd show you what happened when I played around too much. Instead of honey, I'm going to try some date syrup into this one, but first of all I need my milk. So I'm going to do my 2 cups or 420 grams. I just weigh things. I find it easier to be more consistent and more accurate. Tablespoon of the syrup, if you can get it onto the spoon, Sue. And we need our vinegar. 1 tablespoon of vinegar. And if you don't have apple cider vinegar in the house, you could use white vinegar. Pour all that in. Now let's pour it into our tin. Now I'm going to bake both breads for 35 minutes and pop them on the lower part of the oven. And my oven's been heating at 170 degrees C for about 10 minutes, so it's nice and warm. The bread's all baked, and I'm just going to let it sit for 10 minutes before I remove it. If you wanted a crunchy bottom, I'd suggest removing it from the tin and placing it back in the oven for 10 minutes. I don't need a crunchy bottom. It's fine like this for me. So I'm going to let it cool, and then I'm going to slice it once it's completely cooled. So just remove the first one. That had the oats in it. And then this one is the buckwheat with a little bit of the black buckwheat in it. If I can flip it out. I love these silicone containers. I bought them on Amazon and I got 2 in the pack, so it's great. So it's best to remove them from the silicone or your tin about 10 minutes after. Otherwise it sweats in there and it gets a bit moist. But we need to let them cool here on the bench, just covered with a cloth, or you can leave it without the cloth, for about 30 to 40 minutes, maybe up to 60 minutes before you can slice into it. I'm back to slice into the bread. This is the first one I did with the oats. So let's slice into that and have a look. Look at that on the inside. I think it's going to be quite delicious. It's still a little bit warm, and I probably will let it cool down a little bit more before I cut it all. So look at that. I think buckwheat bread tastes better toasted, so it's perfect to pop in the toaster for breakfast. Okay, I'm just going to navigate to cut the other one. Just pop that back together. So this is the second one I mixed, which had the darker buckwheat flour and no oats. Check that out. Still a light crust. And then you can still cut it thin. Look at that. Nice thin slice. I'll take some photos and pop them up above, and I'll also share some links for some other buckwheat recipes that I've done. Some have yeast and some are just more of a free-form style. So don't forget to check those out. Thanks for watching. Pop a comment below if you give these 2 a go, and let me know which one your favourite is. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.